I saw the opening of a paper you wrote 30 years ago on shamanism and the Mocha civilization. It reads, the Mocha are the major focus of this paper. Sex, puppies, and headhunting will be shown to be related to ancient Mocha shamanism. So now I understand. I was like, well, the puppies.
Puppies, yeah, it's true.
And the headhunting, that's the decapitator aspect.
And I've added rock and roll to that list since, actually.
Which
there's rock and roll, or music is also a big part of it.
Interesting.
They call spirits down. There's this whole spirit world. There's the ancestors, and the people that drink San Pedro cactus juice kind of. They don't talk about the Fang deity anymore. I think Christianity in 500 years has somewhat put him in the back. It was unpopular to have a pagan deity. So they don't talk about him much anymore, though he's still around. There in around Trujillo, they call him Ayapec. Mm-hmm. But music play in the Amazon, they play flutes, sometimes a chorus of women sing, and that's supposed to bring the spirits down into the ceremony. There's a spirit that's hurting the person that's sick, and then the priest or the shaman or the curandero, whatever you want to call him, has his own posse of spirits that are going to help him figure out what's going on. So when the music starts, that's bringing those spirits in. And people don't see them unless they've imbibed the San Pedro cactus juice, which is this hallucinogen, which is in the Amazon side, it was ayahuasca. On the coast, it was San Pedro cactus. Mm-hmm. But that's what allows you to actually see that other world.
Yeah, I went to the Amazon recently and did ayahuasca, a very high dose of it.
Bold move.
When in Rome. Well, how far back does that go?
Oh, I think longer than anybody can remember. But I mean, it's a natural plant that's been there forever. I think that it's thousands and thousands of years. That's another thing Chavin de Huantara was talking about, where I think the religion came from the Amazon. There's this wall on the back side that faces the Amazon side. So if you're entering the city from the Amazon path, you see this wall first. And it's a bunch of faces that some of them are human, some of them are total jaguar, and some of them are transforming in between. But there's a group of them that are midway through transformation, and they show their nostrils leaking out this snot that's coming down their face. San Pedro doesn't do that to you, but ayahuasca does. Ayahuasca, traditionally, they'd take a blowgun and just shoot it up your nose or up your ass. But it was a lot of times up your nose. And when it shoots up your nose, the first thing that happens is just this gush of snot comes out of you. Mm. And there are stone depictions of people uncontrollably snotting on the backside of this temple from 3,000 years ago.
So that, you think, could have been a big component of the development of religion and shamanism?
I think that hallucinogens opened the mind then like they open the mind now.
Do you think that, the stoned ape theory, do you think that actually could have been an actual catalyst for the formation of civilization?
In the Americas, yes, I do. Mm-hmm. Though, hallucinogens are not part of every ancient tradition in the world. In fact, strangely, the majority of plants that are actually psychotropic, not just mood altering, are from here in the Americas. There are very few drugs that will make you hallucinate outside of the Americas. Of course, now they're global, and they can be grown all over the place. But originally speaking, very, very few were outside of the Americas. So they were part of the experience here in a way that they just couldn't be in other places.
I wonder to what degree they were just part of a ritual and the creative force behind sort of art versus literally the method by which you come up with ideas that define a civilization. It's the degree to which they had a role in the formation of civilizations. It's kind of fun to think about psychedelics being a critical role in the formation of civilizations.
I think in terms of South America, they probably
possible.
really were. In North America, where we're in a more northern climate here and there are less of them, not so much, at least in terms of psychedelics. Things like tobacco was always a big part of it. But a lot of there's more than one way to reach a hallucinatory state.
Mm-hmm.
The hard way is starvation, sleep deprivation, and for the Maya, for example, would go sleep deprivation, starvation, and then they'd cut themselves very badly, and that loss of blood, we believe, triggered hallucinations and visions. Nothing to do with drugs.
Oh,
I
so
would much prefer the drugs route.
it's it's the result, not the tools aren't the thing that creates insight. It's the result. So
that getting to it's hallucinogens are poisoning us. They're killing us. That's it's a near death state, and people of the Americas believed sleeping was entering that other world. Death, you entered this other world, and that when you took this mighty dose of poison, it was helping you enter that other world for a period of time.
Yeah, as Tom Waits said in that one song, I like my town with a little drop of poison. So maybe that poison is a good catalyst for invention. So who were the early first sort of mother cultures, mother civilizations in South America? And like what is if we look chronologically, is there a label we can put on the first peoples that emerged?
That picture is evolving. I mean, forever it was just the Chavin people that we've been talking about, the ones with all the first depictions of religious art, were the mother culture. And they certainly did transmit a lot of stuff. But then all of a sudden we find Corral. The next one that we've barely even begun looking at, but it's probably older than Corral, is Sachin culture. I was just poking around there last year, and just from the bus on the highway, I could see like, that's a pyramid out there. Well, oh, there's another one. And I know how old the stuff we have studied there is. It's again 3000 BCE. We're just barely beginning to understand them. Corral frustrates me to no end. The lack of art there. We've got, stones and bones and not even ceramics to go on. And they didn't have the courtesy to leave me a bunch of art I can interpret. So I don't know what those people believed.
Right. So one of the ways to understand what people believe is looking at the art, the stories told through the art, and then hopefully deciphering if they were doing any kind of writing.
That's our most fruitful place to try to get at this elusive ideas.
Yeah. And it sucks when they don't have art.